welcome to Athletic Ensemble. Today we're going to cover a technique that's called lateral pickup. It can be used in submission grappling, judo contest, jiu-jitsu, sambo. In Russian sambo we call it bokovoi переворот. In judo we call it teguruma. It's a good pickup throw, and we're going to show you some two variations of the pickup throw, and then we're going to show you some special physical preparation drills that you can do to make your pickup throw even better. So without further ado, let's get started. For special physical preparation, it's good to have a throwing dummy like this, depending on your size and structure. You can have either a lighter or a heavier dummy. The first thing in bokovoi or lateral revolution is that, depending on which side you are, let's start with your opponent's right side. I take my left hand and I either cup around the top of the shoulder or I cup around the arm. At this point, he doesn't know what kind of throw it is. It could be a traditional throw, lapel and sleeve throw, it could be anything. But right here, I'm just going to grab the sleeve. On this side, I'm going to set up my pickup. I'm going to throw the arm underneath to get under his armpit, and then I'll have proper leverage. I'll have a mechanical advantage. So what I'll do is I'll come here, throw myself underneath, and then from here, my legs will be between his one thigh, his left thigh in this case, and then I'm just going to pick it up, and I'm going to use proper leverage. Don't lift with your back. Bring your hips in as if you're doing a deadlift or power clean. Hug this shoulder very tight, like that, and then what you want to do is put them on one side of your hip, rotate over, and hold the arm. Okay, I'll show you that again. That's the first variation, is you're just, in this variation, you pick up, rotate them on the shoulder or on your hip, and then rotate over this way. I'll show you that again. Okay, the second variation is if, say, you're in an open weight class, or you're at the gym and the guy's heavier than you. A lot of times, this takes proper leverage, of course, but also takes quite a bit of power and strength. So you can use even more leverage and momentum in the second variation, which is the step-in throw. So rather than just picking him up, you pick him up, and right at the last second, you step in as if you're doing a hip throw, and he'll fall right over your right hip or left hip, whichever way you do it. Observe this one. So here, got the sleeve, dive underneath, but now a step and throw. Picking up a heavier guy, or maybe the guy just feels heavy. He's top or he's bottom heavy. Legs are thick, hard to pick up. One more time. Step in and throw. That's lateral revolution.
One.
Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about special physical preparation, or SPP, for the bokovoi or lateral revolution throw. It's important to use movement drills that closely mimic the throw in which you're going to do, or if anything. If in soccer you need to cut or accelerate to the ball, you need to have a drill like zigzag drills, cone drills, that are going to mimic that preparation, or mimic that actual neural sequence. We're going to do the same thing here. This is working the first position in the lateral revolution. When you dive under your opponent's arm and you achieve this position, you start to lift. The clean and shrug is a very functional drill, and the mechanics are very similar, and the neuromotor sequencing is very close. So what we're going to do is, with a good neutral back, your feet, hip position, try to mimic the mechanics of a lateral revolution. Here, pull, and then shrug up. Again, pull, and shrug up. Working those mechanics teaches you to bring your hips through, to bump your opponent up in the air for the lateral revolution. Okay guys, our next drill is to mimic the second position of the bokovoy perivrot, or lateral revolution. Now that we've lifted our opponents up and our hips have bumped them in the air, now we need to work on that hip rotation and that torque movement that happens. Rotational force as we throw them over. So a very good specific drill or specialized performance drill for this would be the sledgehammer drill. You get a sledgehammer from a local hardware store. You know, the weight is not necessarily important as the mechanics of learning to swing. Get a tire from any junkyard, and it's either free or it's going to be really cheap. First thing we do is we have to mimic that twisting movement. So from here, I'm going to swing the hammer backwards and move my foot out. As I move my foot away, I get the rotation, I move my foot back, and I slam down. Okay, so here and here. Notice it mimics that rotation for the lateral revolution. Okay, so here. And of course, you can switch to the other side. Switch grip. And that works both lateral revolution, so you don't have a weak spot. You can go right or you can go left, either way. Okay, another specialized drill that you can do for the rotation part of the lateral revolution is bar revolutions. So if you don't have access to a tire, sledgehammer, this works just as well. Take a bar, go about shoulder width, and just start rowing here and here. Go this way for a few, back. You can move your feet in, make it more unstable. This way. Notice this mimics that second portion of the throw. When I get underneath my opponent, there's the bar revolution right there.